Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Laura.
And we are Twopapergirls.
Today we're doing our May wrap-up. We're having to film it a week early because busyness is starting to happen and we have very different schedules for the next month or so, which we'll talk about in an upcoming summer update video. I say upcoming, probably in a month or something. So we're filming this a little bit early, so if you see our Goodreads and we're finishing things before June, that's why.
May's been a really good month for us though, and we've got quite a few books to get through, so let's start. Let's start.
You may remember last month that I had read most of Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I had finished it, I think actually before May started technically, because I read 250 pages in one weekend because I really got into it. I found the ending really good. It feels like a long time since I read this though, but I think I gave it 4 stars. I found it a bit dull in the middle, but overall I really liked the characters. Well, I don't like Will, but apparently that changes, I don't know. I can trust people saying that a love interest becomes good after Warner from Shatter Me, so maybe I'll like him in the end, but I much prefer Jem. I like Tessa over Clary definitely, because she just seems to have a bit more about her and a bit less whiny. And I really like the ending, I found it really exciting. Not sure how I feel about the whole droid thing, it's a bit weird. I kind of want supernatural stuff again, but no, I liked it. I'm definitely going to carry on the series. And yeah, I think I left a more detailed Goodreads review that had more of my thoughts because it's been a month and I can't really remember.
The first thing that I finished in May was The Wrath in the Dawn by Renée Adaya. I really enjoyed this. I think I gave it about 4 stars. I did have my problems with it because it did feel just a bit, not boring in the middle, but just it had a bit of a repetitive nature about it. And I didn't really like the storyline of her dad because it kind of splits itself up into her storyline, her old boyfriends and then her dad's, and I like the supernatural element to it and I really enjoyed the setting. And Scheherazade herself is a great character and so is the king. It's kind of like a Warner thing with the king. You hate him and then you kind of grow to absolutely adore him. I'm definitely going to read The Rose and the Dagger. I really want to get my hands on that soon, so hopefully it'll be as good as this one.
I was actually pretty good at sticking to my May TBR this month, which has actually happened the past few months. So I picked up Kindred Spirits by Rainbow Rowell. This is just super short. It was World Book Day, cost £1. I can't remember when I got it. But yeah, it was just short and cute and it was all about people queuing up in line for the upcoming Star Wars film, and I really liked the new Star Wars film. So I quite liked that whole setting and it had a cute little ending. It was just sweet. It didn't take very long to read because it's only about 60 pages. But I just thought it was really cute and I think I gave it 3 stars.
The next thing I read Laura was very pleased about. It was Unravel Me by Tahira Mafi. I'm really enjoying this series now. Ignite Me is coming up in the TBR. I want to finish the trilogy. I really like Warner now. It happened, I don't know how it happened. I feel like such a hypocrite. I was like, I'm never going to like him, never. And then I'm just like, oh, he's great.
I'm just smiling like a proud parent, I told you.
He was so great. I just love this storyline so much. I just can't wait for the next book, and Juliet's going to kick ass. And I'm so excited for Ignite Me.
The next thing I read wasn't on my TBR because I didn't know what I was doing for my coursework. It was all up in the air, even 2 weeks before it was due in. I ended up writing my essay on The Night of the Burning Pestle by Frances Beaumont. I started reading this in February, if you saw on Goodreads, and I never finished it, but then once I decided to write my coursework on it, I thought, right, okay, I should read this carefully, so filled it with annotations, and I basically had to do a close analysis of the scene. I actually really enjoyed doing that coursework, and I really like this play. It's really funny, but you have to know it's funny going into it. If you think it's serious, you'll just be really confused, because it's taking the mick out of lots of different things. It's kind of like intellectual humour, if you're a Shakespeare nerd you're like, oh, look at him mocking Thomas Dekker, but if you like that kind of thing, it's great. I think I gave this 4 stars. I'd highly recommend it if you like the early modern period.
The next thing I read was another A.S. King book, As the Passengers. I really like her writing now, and this book was no different. It's about a girl called Astrid, and she's questioning her sexuality, and it's just about her in school, and I just really liked it. She talks to the planes. It's got a tiny bit of just a fantastical element of they kind of get her love that she sends to these planes, and it was just a really sweet read, but also it was really deep and emotional. I like how she argues with the parents and they actually feel like a proper presence in the book, and I think I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed this one.
The last thing I fully finished reading this month was Bitch Planet, which is by people with really cool names like DeConnick and Delandro. This is I hadn't really seen this on BookTube, and I picked it up just because it kind of gave me a Rat Queens kind of vibe. I'm going to do a review of it though, so look out for that coming up next week. So I don't want to say too much now, but I gave it 4 stars, and it's basically about like a prison on another planet solely for women, kind of like an Orange is the New Black kind of vibe, even though I haven't watched that programme. But it was all these female prisoners, and basically it's like lots of comments on feminism. Basically, if women do anything wrong, they get sent to this like prison planet, and the men are all like great and just think they can get away with anything. And yeah, they basically enter this competition to be released from the planet. It's like they basically have to prove that they're good at sport. It's a bit strange, and this ended on a cliffhanger though, so I'm really excited to pick up volume 2.
The next thing I read was The High Mountains of Portugal by Jan Martel. I really enjoyed this, but it wasn't what I was expecting at all. I thought it was just going to be like Life of Pi, like a journey, but it was so like weird. It had like proper magical realism going on. Like there's an autopsy and he like cuts this man open, and there's like a chimpanzee holding a bear cub inside of him, and it's like what? It's just really weird, and it's set up in like three storylines, and like it's 3 sections. And I think the problems that I had with this book was that the 3 sections really don't feel that connected. Like they've got like really small links that are really cute and well thought out, but they just don't seem very like well connected. Like at the end, I thought I was meant to get like a big like I get it, but I was just sitting there like I don't really understand it. And some people find it the first section is really difficult because it's just basically a guy learning how to work a car. So it is a bit weird, but I quite enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars.
And the last thing I'm going to mention is Air of Fire by Sarah J Maas. I really didn't think I would get round to this month, so I'm quite proud of myself that I read 350 pages of it, and honestly I'll probably finish it before June actually starts, because it's really got going now. I've only got 200 pages left, and I plan on just kind of reading those over the next few days, so I should actually finish this before June anyway. But I have had a bit of a journey with this book. I read 200 pages of it about a year ago and couldn't really get into it, and I blame that on like reading it straight after Crown of Midnight, because I tend to have a break with series. So I was like, I restarted it because I couldn't remember very much, but it was still a struggle. The first half of it is just so slow. It's still slow now, but things are actually happening, whereas in the first half it was slow and it just felt like nothing was happening. But I am like definitely growing to love the new characters, and I can tell it's all going to kick off, and I think the ending's going to be great, so I'm really excited for that, because that's probably going to happen quite soon now for me. And yeah, it's really good. I'm definitely not liking it as much as the Assassin's Blade or the first 2 books in the Throne of Glass series, but I'm going to see what happens at the end.
The last thing that I read in May was this. I read it in one night because the first Outcast volume took me like so long. Oh yeah, this is Outcast by Kirkman. I didn't introduce it. It's a graphic novel about this guy, and the people in his town are getting possessed by demons, and if he touches them then he like draws them out. And it's really good. The first volume was just setting it all up, and it took me quite a few days to read because there was so much writing. This one just felt like a quick graphic novel that you could read in like a few hours, and it was so good. I mean, I'm getting really excited for this series now. I mean, the series on the TV's just started, and I haven't watched the first episode yet, so I hope that's good. I saw a tweet from Robert Kirkman saying that it's scarier than The Walking Dead, and I'm like, well, it depends if you're scared by that kind of stuff, but I don't know. But I think this is going to be a really promising series.
So that's it for our May wrap up. We hope you enjoyed this video, and as you can see, our reading is definitely going up now that we're free from uni and coursework.
We really enjoyed all the books that we've read this month. It's actually been a really good one, and we really like that we're sticking to our TBRs, because it just makes us feel like we're accomplishing something, and that's a really good thing to do.
So look out for our June TBR coming up soon, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye!